People, welcome to the channel Free Management Education. Today we will discuss about the performance appraisal methods, and this is the part 1 of the performance appraisal methods video series. Here we will discuss the critical incident technique, behaviorally anchored rating scales, behavioral checklist method, behavior observation scale. Okay, moving on. So at first, the critical incident technique. Okay, this method of performance appraisal in which the manager writes down positive and negative performance behavior of employees throughout the performance period. Okay, pretty simple, right? The manager maintains logs on each employee, okay, whereby he periodically records critical incidents of the worker's behavior. At the end of the rating period, these recorded critical incidents are used in evaluation of the worker's performance. Okay, pretty simple. Here the manager makes a note of how the employee is behaving in various situations. Thus, in this method, the supervisor continuously records, okay, the critical incidents of the employee performance or behavior relating to the characteristics both positive and negative, especially in a designed notebook. The supervisor rates the performance of his subordinates on the basis of the notes taken by him. Each employee will be evaluated as such, and one's performance appraisal will be based on the logs that are put in the evaluation form. Okay. The critical incidents file of performance is a form of documentation that reflects all the data about employee performance. It's pretty simple. Okay. Next, the BARS or behaviorally anchored rating scale. It is a scale that is used to rate employee performance and is designed to bring the benefits of both quantitative and qualitative data to employee appraisal process. That is, it compares an individual's performance against specific examples of behavior that are tied to the numerical ratings of 5 to 9. Okay, 5 being the lowest, 9 being the highest. Okay. That is specific behavior. Okay, bars is also represented as a vertical rating graph. Okay, the first step is to collect the critical incidents. Job holder and supervisor describe the specific examples of effective and ineffective behavior that have significant impact on performance. Okay, I have just explained the critical incidents. So collect the critical incidents of the employee, how he or she behaves in a particular situations. Then identify performance dimension. Okay, examples of performance dimension including technical competence, relationship with customer handling or paperwork, and meeting day-to-day deadlines. Okay, so these are the performance dimension if he or she is competent enough, okay, to perform the job, and if he or she has that amount of patience or stability when performing the job. So while developing varying levels of performance for each dimension, specific examples of behavior should be used which could be scaled in terms of good, average, below average performance. Okay. Thus, it involves grouping the behavior in different dimension. Okay. So for an example, if you are an accountant in a bank or manager of a bank, sometimes many customers come without any knowledge of banking and they ask you some questions which are irrelevant. Okay, sometimes, and the bank manager or the accountant gets sometimes they don't behave in good way because of their irrelevant questions. So at that time there is two options for the bank manager. One is to behave in a bad way, and another is to make to keep their head calm and explain everything to the customers. Okay, so that is the good or bad or average behavior, the various behavioral examples. Okay, so that is how you identify the performance dimension. Next, reclassify the incidents. It means rechecking, verifying the above grouping by a different group of job holder and supervisor. Okay, that is a second backup for reclassifying the incidents. Assign scale values, like each incident is then rated with respect to how well it represents performance on the appropriate dimension. Okay, just I explained that earlier. The ratings be like how effectively or ineffectively this affects the performance on a scale. Okay. Develop a final instrument. Around 6 to 7 of those dimensions are chosen as behavioral anchors, which would then be used across organizations to evaluate. Okay, these are pretty simple language, just read them and you will understand it every bit. Next, the behavioral checklist method. There is a checklist is designed, okay, a checklist, okay, you know, a checklist, this looks this if he has done this, if he has done this, then tick 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 or cross. The checklist is designed with a list of statements, okay, that describe the behavior essential for employee performance. Okay, like if a person has can keep his calm, then check or cross. Okay, so list of statements that describe the behavior essential for employee performance. The appraiser checks whether the appraisee possesses them or not. Employee performance is rated based on the behavioral skills that the employee possesses to the total statements. Okay. Next, the behavior observation scale. Here the appraiser under this method measures how frequently each of the behavior has been observed. That is, how frequently the same behavior is repeating itself. Okay. Appraiser plays the role of observer here rather than a judge and provides feedback to the appraisee continuously. Okay, this method maintains objectivity. It differentiates good performance from poor performance, and it identifies training needs and provides feedback. Okay, so this is. Thanks for watching this video. This is a new channel. Do like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. And my email ID is given in the description box. And if you want some specific videos on some specific topics, feel free to comment or reach out to me. Thank you. Stay safe. Take care of your family.